Hey Top Gun, and welcome to the channel, and you're in the right place if you want to learn about IT businesses, home-based businesses, IT jobs and work-at-home jobs. So if you're interested in how to start, grow and maintain your IT or online business, make sure to click that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it and continue watching. And if you're a veteran here, welcome back Top Gun. Now, in one of my previous episodes, how to start a tech consulting business from home, the link is in the description, make sure to check it out after this episode. I shared with you all the necessary steps needed in order to actually launch your online or specifically IT home-based business. However, in my next episode, how much it costed me to start my online IT business, I shared with you all the expenses I made in order to actually launch my business. However, in that video, I also mentioned that some of those expenses could have been optimized. So today I'm going to break down all of those expenses step by step and tell you how you can make it even more cost effective or free at all. So if you're interested, make sure to click that like button so that more people could see this video and continue watching. Now let's break down all the expenses you can optimize when launching your online or IT business. And the first expense that you can definitely optimize is building your website, building a website for a business. Now the first thing, you don't necessarily need to launch a website from the day one of starting your business, and I'm talking about this aspect in that video of mine, how to start a home-based IT business. So make sure to check it out after this episode. But if you decided, or if you absolutely need to launch a website starting day one of your business, for example, if your website is sort of your portfolio, you're sharing your case studies there and you want your clients to see them, so your website just serves as a means of your credibility, there are a few ways you can optimize them. Now, first thing, I still recommend going with WordPress. I'm a WordPress fan, but with WordPress, you can go with the free options that they provide, and you will only have to pay for hosting your website and for a domain name. And you can host your website on any resource that you like, for example, DigitalOcean or Hover. And yes, it will cost you about, for example, for my website, it costs me $5 per month for hosting my website. And you will have to pay for a domain name, which differs from $5 to $25 per year. My domain name costs me about $10 per year. So this is one of the options that you can go with. You only will have to pay $5 per month for hosting, and that's it. If you can figure out the customization part, the tuning part yourself, if you're a tech-savvy person, or you don't necessarily need actually to be a guru in building websites, WordPress is sort of intuitive. You can handle this. But if you're an entirely non-tech person and you want it to be as simple as possible, you can go with Wix, a new website builder service that is pretty fun actually, and it allows and it presents a lot of features that WordPress makes kind of complicated to tune. And with Wix, you can have a free plan as well, but you will have to agree to seeing adverts on your website and to go along with their domain name, which sometimes might be pretty inconvenient. But again, there are free options and you can absolutely go along with them. But you can go even further and not spend a dime on your website, because in most cases, you actually don't need a website from the day one. And for example, if you're just testing out your business idea, you can start with landing page. As simple as that. You can start with landing page, and the landing page you can build on any landing page builder, starting with MailChimp. I have a lot of landing pages on MailChimp that are designed specifically for me to being able to give out my freebies to you, Top Gun. So you can start with any landing page builder, starting with MailChimp, and Wix also have options. As to landing pages, and Actually, you can Google best landing pages builders. You can Google that one and pick up your builder, and it will be absolutely free, and it will work for you as a means of showing your case studies, or just as a means of your sort of credibility before the clients if you don't want to invest as of yet in building your website. By the way, let me know in the comments if you think that you don't actually need a fully functional website and you can go along with landing page. Let me know in the comments what would you prefer for your business, a fully functional website built on WordPress or Wix, or a simple landing page that will help you to attract leads. Let me know in the comments below, because maybe I'm planning to do some tutorials for you, Top Gun, how to build your website with either WordPress or Wix, or build a simple landing page with whatever means you can find on Google. Now, another thing that could be optimized when you're just starting out your business is operation setup. Now, when you launch an IT business, sooner or later you will have to face this one, especially if you're planning to grow, and I presume that you are planning to grow, and when your team starts growing, you will absolutely need these things like project management tool, things like GitLab, and things like corporate email. But when you are just starting out and when you're on a tight budget, these things can be optimized, and you can use all the free resources till you can make it to paid tools. For example, let's start with the project management tool. For project management tool, you can actually use Trello. And yes, of course, it's not IT related, it's not specifically tuned for IT projects, but as a matter of starting your business, it will do. It has all the options that you will need when you're starting out. It has all those lists of to-do tasks that you can actually assign them to different team members. You can assign those tasks to different team members. You can set deadlines in there in Trello dashboard. And yes, you can comment, and you can ask your team members to track their time with Clockify. I'm a great fan of Clockify, and we have actually integrated Clockify into our U-Track, and we are using it and enjoying it. We don't have to buy or to invent any other tool. We're just tracking our time with Clockify, and we put in our time in our project management tool. And you can do the same with Trello. Of course, you will have to do that, your team members will have to do that manually, but still it's possible and it can be done. And actually, when I just started out my business, I used Trello for outlining simple tasks like a request for a website, and I still do sometimes put in some tasks like putting a new case study on a website, putting an article in my blog, because yes, my system administrator can pick it up either from there or from U-Track. It doesn't matter. So Trello would work perfectly for you, and it costs you nothing, and there are team memberships that are also free. Awesome. So the next expense that you can avoid is buying a corporate GitLab. Of course, it's sort of tricky because your team members will have to use their own GitLabs, and this is sort of dangerous because they will be having all the codes on their side, and they will be like owning all those codes, these programming codes that you need. But when you're just starting out, I presume that you will only be hiring and you will only be attracting only those people to your team to whom you can trust. I absolutely advise you doing that. I have made a couple of mistakes trusting people that I shouldn't have, and I paid my price for it. So I urge you to, in the beginning, especially in the beginning, to only hire and to only assign people to projects, only those people that you can trust. So as a matter for beginning, using personal GitLabs would do. Now, the next expense that you can optimize is corporate email, and I strongly recommend you having at least one corporate email as a matter of credibility, and it just looks professional when you write to your potential customers from a corporate email. But when you're just starting out, you only need one corporate email, and you don't need to buy a corporate email for each of your team members. Let me explain. So you will need one corporate email in order for you to communicate with the customer side and yes, to look presentable in their eyes. And yes, as a matter of your credibility. And you can go with cheap option here, and that is paying for a G Suite package, and that is $4 per month. G Suite package allows you to have corporate email on Google, so you will be like using Google, but you will be having a nice domain name after your @ symbol. But to that end, you will have to buy a domain name for your website, even if you don't have one, even if you didn't plan to have one. So you will have to buy a domain name, and then you will be able to set up your G Suite account. That is minimum expenses that you will able to make, and then even if you absolutely need to attract team members into communication with your customers, again, you don't need to buy a corporate email for each of your team members. Like if you are planning to have like 10 contractors in your team, or if you have even 5, 5 multiplied by 4, it's $20 per month. That's sort of, it's already expenses that not everyone can or want to make in the beginning. So what I advise is to use such a feature that not many know about as redirection of the emails inside the G Suite package. And let me show you how it is done. Okay, so in order to turn on the alias option, so first check out the support page on Google, and here it is, I linked it here. And Google gives pretty straightforward instructions on how to send emails from a different address or alias, meaning that you can tune up your Gmail, your regular Gmail account, so that you will be sending your emails and the potential customer will see like you're sending your email from a corporate address. So how it is done? So first thing first, so it allows you to send emails from all sorts of email addresses if you own them. So basically, if you own one corporate email, you can set up as many aliases for your team members as you need, and the customer will see their corporate emails instead of regular Gmail addresses. So again, in the support center of Google, they write it out pretty simple and pretty straightforward, step by step, step 1, step 2, step 3. And here I just asked my co-founder when we set up team members' accounts in Google. So I asked him to make these same steps with the screenshots. So the first thing you will have to do is open Google account settings, which is called Manage Your Google Account. Here we go. So manage your Google account, right? And then we will go to Personal Info tab. Here it is, Personal Info tab. And from there, we will scroll down to the Contact Info. Here it is. And click on the email. Here we are. We are clicking on the email. Then you go to the Advanced section, and you see here is an option of Alternate Emails. So we are clicking here on Add Alternate Email. It will ask you to verify your password. After you go to alternate emails, you will be asked to add the alternate email. For example, I want to add olga@milivorysoft.com. Right? I don't want just to add it here because I'm not planning to use any multiple corporate addresses. So I don't want to add it, and I don't want my personal Gmail account to be associated with my business account. So I won't do this. But you can see how it's done. So after you add alternate email that you're planning to use in your corporate correspondence, then the next step would be to receive a confirmation email that you will be receiving on your Gmail and confirm that this is you who made this change. So after you confirm your email, the stage 2 or the step 2 is setting up your From section. To that end, you will have to pick up the gear wheel. Here it is in the right upper corner. Here it is, this wheel. And you go to Settings. And the next step would be to choose Accounts and Import section in Settings. Here it is, Accounts and Import section in your Settings. And here we will click on Add another email address. Here it is. And we will add another email address that I own. It will be listed here by default when you click on that confirmation email. And that's it. You can also make it, here it is, sorry. You can also make it, so treat as an alias, right? You can see the treat as an alias, and you can also make it a default email if you want all of your emails to be seen as if you're sending them out from your corporate email. So that's how it's done. Easy as that. So this way you don't have to buy a personal corporate email for each of your team members. You will have to buy just one, and all the rest of your team members will be able to set up their regular Gmail accounts in a way that Google Support page suggests. And then afterwards, your potential clients or your potential customers will be seeing their emails as if they are sending them from their corporate accounts. So this simple trick will save you lots of money in the beginning of your launching stage. Hope this little tweak will help you to save some funds before you are ready to invest into buying your server and set up a corporate email for all of your employees. So let me know if you haven't heard about this tweak before. Let me know in the comments. I would love to learn what you know. Now, the next expenses that could be optimized are legal expenses, and I'm all for detaining, all the unnecessary expenses until you absolutely need them. And when you are just starting out, you are obviously scared and you're not sure if it's going to work, and you're not sure if you want to invest or to take all the pains to register your things, to register your business officially. And yes, if you're not sure that this is going to work, it's absolutely understandable that you don't want to invest into registering your business officially. So in the very beginning, you can operate as a solopreneur or as an individual. You can operate through platforms like Upwork or through any other platforms, or just, if you're trusting your customer, just individually and receive payments to your individual bank account. Now, for some countries, it might be trickier than for other countries because financial monitoring and financial control from the government is different in different countries, but there are options that can optimize your taxes. So for each country they differ, but they could be found. Then again, if you feel like things are becoming messy and you just want to make things more official and go a step further, you're gaining more confidence in your strengths in your business, and you want to go a step further, and the cheapest option for you, not always the cheapest, but one of the simplest options for you would be to register as an individual or as a solopreneur, as an individual entrepreneur. There are different terms in different countries again, but in my countries it's called individual entrepreneur. And it actually costs you close to nothing to register yourself as an entrepreneur in your country. The only thing is, again, taxes and ability to receive funds from international clients to your bank account. So you should consider all of these options. But this option is very cost effective, but it might not be the most effective in the long run. But again, as a matter of fact, it will do at the early stages of your business. Now, at the later stages of your business, you might do your research. There are some options that can be more expensive when launching, when registering them, but they are more cost effective, like taxes wise or security wise and so on. And that is registering your business somewhere in another country internationally. And some countries allow that, and to that end, you don't even need to go abroad and to register things on the other side of the planet. Most of the countries, most of the developed countries already allow you an option to register online. But again, you should make your research, because, for example, some countries like Estonia, they do allow to register online, but to that end, you will be needing an e-residency kit. Research this one, Google this one, e-residency kit. And e-residency kit costs you about $160, if I'm not mistaken. So it might cost you up to $200 because you will have to go to the embassy, take your e-residency kit and take it back. But with that, e-residency kit, you will be then able to register things for example, in Estonia online, and you will only have to pay minimum governmental fee, about $200, yes. So that's it. It will cost you it will require from you some investments in the beginning, but then it might be more effective in terms of taxes for you. Again, you should research your options. But when you're just starting out, again, I'm repeating, you can start out as an individual and receive funds to your individual bank account in your country. You can register as an individual entrepreneur or solopreneur or whatever it is called in your country and receive funds to your bank account, but check out with the policy of your bank and with the policy of your country whether you are able to receive international payments to your account. And later on, when you're ready, consider registering your business as a business entity, as an LLC, or whatever form you want to incorporate your business, because it will be more effective tax-wise. And to that end, explore options that you can have in another country. In fact, many aspects of running your business can be optimized cost-wise. And my advice is, and it's just a common sense, when you're just starting out, focus on your revenue only and only contribute to things that help you to grow your revenue and not, online presence. Because sometimes online presence means nothing in terms of gaining clients, especially when you're posting on wrong social media platforms. For example, if you have a B2B business and you start posting on Instagram, it makes no sense. And when you have a B2C business and you start growing your online presence on LinkedIn, again, it's not the most effective way you can take. So when you're just starting out, focus on revenue only and optimize all the other expenses that you can possibly. So for example, social media management, HR management, accounting, all of that stuff that you can do yourself in the beginning. By all means, go for it. If you can optimize your expenses in the beginning of your journey this way, do it. Now, the next aspect that you can optimize or you cannot invest a lot of money in is sales. And some people might not agree with me because, if you have no sales, you have no business. And I agree with them to some extent. But I also do understand that when you're just starting out, because we've all been through this, when you're just starting out, you sometimes might not even have the funds to invest into premium accounts on all the sales platforms, and maybe you don't need that. I'm still recommending you investing into buying a corporate email, either via G Suite or go a step further and invest in buying your server and set up a corporate email, a separate corporate email there. But I still recommend you having at least one corporate email through which you will be doing all the communication with your potential customers. But again, you don't necessarily need to invest into premium accounts on different sales platforms, and do nothing. What I recommend you is going with the channel, if you have it, that requires zero investments, and that will cost you zero in terms of investing. And that is word of mouth and recommendations and your old clients and old customers, which is the most cost effective and the most effective in terms of sales channel. If you have it, of course. When you're just starting out, consider people that you already know, clients that you already know, you did some work for them previously. Consider your clientele base if you have it. If you don't, ask for recommendations from your friends, from your colleagues, and so on. And by word of mouth, you will be gaining your first customers, based on which you will be then able to invest more into your sales. Sales is a constant process, accept it. I will be talking more about sales in the beginning stages of your startup, at the beginning stages of your business in my next episode. So make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to be the first to watch it. And in my next video, I will be sharing with you all the resources that you can use. Some of them are free and you can use them for your lead generation, for looking for potential customers. So I will be talking about IT sales and sales for your online business as well. So make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to not miss that. And make sure to grab my checklist on starting an online business, and it can be applied to IT business as well. And also, if you're planning to start a product IT business, then you might want to grab my business plan for starting your company. It will be more effective for product companies. So make sure to grab it below. It's free, so you have no obligations. And I hope you have a great mood. I hope you had a great takeaway. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was, and I will be happy to discuss with you everything that you want to talk with me about. Make sure to throw all the questions that you have at me, and I will be happy to help with them if I can. And I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.